Hello, welcome to Linux and Cloud Academy. Today, the topic that we want to talk about is redirect and append to understand the redirect and append sign. That's a concept we want to talk about today. So what is redirect? On your keyboard, on your computer keyboard, the greater than sign is the redirect sign. And the append sign is double of that redirect. Okay, so we want to have an understanding of this concept and how it is being applied in the Linux world. So let me share my screen and we'll go through the slides. Then we will definitely go to the command line to see how this is being managed. So to start with, we want to have an understanding of the redirect and the append concept in file management, exploring key file management techniques for effectively managing and modifying file content. We will see all of that right now. So, excuse me, an introduction to file management concepts. So, understanding file management is crucial for both personal and professional use. This includes knowing how to create, modify, and manage files effectively to ensure data integrity and optimal organization. So you need to know all of this, the redirect and append concept. You need to understand it because it is very crucial in file management. We will see that in the command line. Now, what is redirect? Like I told you, the redirect sign is the greater than sign on your computer keyboard. So the redirect command is essential in file management for both file creation and concept and content replacement. It allows users to create a new empty file or override existing content, making it a versatile tool for managing data. So you can use the redirect sign to create a new empty file, and if there is an existing content in that file, or you can also use it to add content into that empty file. And in that empty file, if the content exists, you can use the redirect sign to replace the old content that was in the file. Okay, that is what we're saying here. So one, redirect will create an empty file for you, and redirect will enable you to add content into that file, the empty file you created. And then again, if you want to add another content into that file, it will be replaced with the old one. That's what redirect will do to you. Now, if you want to create an empty file using the redirect sign, you create an empty file to execute, you execute this command. And what is the command? You will say the redirect sign, the file name, .txt. And this will result in the creation of a file name.txt in the current working directory where you are sitting. Okay? Now, if you want to overwrite an existing file, there's a content that is in that file. So if the file name.txt already exists, using the redirect command will override the previous content, resulting in in a complete empty file. So that is what this is. Now, which means that if your file name.txt exists and it has content, and you want to create a new file with that same name, right? It will result in creating that file, right? but nothing will be inside anymore. We will see that as we go to the command line. Okay. And like I say again, what is here? One. So complete replacement of existing content by using the command redirect and the file name .txt, the new content, any previous content in the file name .txt will be completely removed and replaced with the new content. This action is irreversible for the existing data unless previously backed up or saved elsewhere. So if you want to do such an action, right, you need to back up the original content of this file, or you can even also rename, okay, that file with another name so that it doesn't replace the content of that file, right? Otherwise, if you want to use redirect, it will replace the existing content of that file. Now, we'll see that on the command line, how to do that. So caution is required before overriding. It is crucial to double check the content of a file before executing the redirect command, especially if its contents is important or it contains important data. Accidentally overrides can lead to the data loss. So if you accidentally do perform that change, what will happen is you will override it and the data will be lost. So that is not what you want to do, right? Now, the second concept we want to talk about is the append. Append, like I said, on your keyboard is double redirect sign or double greater than sign. So the append command is a command in the file management that allows users to add new content to an existing file. Unlike the redirect command, append preserves the file's current content while adding the new information at the end. So this is the difference with append and redirect. But guess what? Append will also create a file for you. Now, if the file has content in it, the word append itself means to add, right? In English language, append means add. So if append will be used to create a file, and if append again can be used to add content to that file, the empty file that you created. Now, in that same file, right? If you add content, if you append, you add content into the file, it will not replace it like redirect. What will happen is that the file will be added into the other old content of the file. Okay, so it will have the old content and the new content. We will see just that in the command line and how it is done, right? So how do you create an empty file with the append command? So using append file name.txt is an effective way to ensure that a file can be created without affecting the existing files. So if the specified file does not exist, this command will create an empty file. In case the file already exists, no changes will be made to its content. So it will be preserving all previous data intact. So everything will be left there and there will be no changes. Now, appending content to a file. To append content to a file, the command double redirect, right? File name.txt. Additional contents is utilized. This command ensures that the content specified in is added to the end of the file without affecting any existing content. or any existing data. Now, this is to tell you that what I was explaining before, that when you use the append sign or the append command into an existing file, it doesn't change the content of the file. Instead, what happens is it will not replace the existing content of the file like we saw in redirect. So what will happen is this new content will be added to the already existing content that is in the file. That is what we're trying to say here. Now, the redirect functionality is primarily used when there is a need to either create a new file or replace existing content. It is crucial for situations where you want to ensure that old data is completely removed and replaced with new data, making it ideal for updates or edit. Append functionality. Append is useful for adding contents to existing files without removing any prior data. This function is ideal when you want to maintain the integrity of existing information while expanding the content of a file, such as logging or record keeping. So right now, the conclusion or the summary is that redirect will help you create a file, and redirect will help you add content to that new file that you created. And again, redirect can be used to replace content, already content in a file. Now, whereas append can be used to create a file as well, append can be used to add content into a file as well. Then append will not add content and replace the old content of a file. Instead, append will add the new content to the old content, having all of the two contents in the file. So that is what you can have, like the differences and similarities of the redirect and append sign. So right now, let's go to our server to see how this works. Let's go to the command line and see how this works. I have, let's see, so I have some servers here. Let me see if this guy is up and running. Okay, it's up and running. So I want to use yesterday. What did I use? Okay, let me use the body. And let's open a body session. So cancel. Okay, so this is the same server we used some yesterday. So let's try to see again. Let's see, that is the same one. Okay, okay, we good. Now, remember, I told you, you can clear your screen by writing clear on your screen, or you just write Control L, and that will rise up, right? Sorry about that. My volume has been so low. I don't know why. Okay. So pwd, I'm in /root home directory. And who am I? I'm logging as root in my system. So I want us to, let's list the information that we have here. We have files and directories. But we want to start with the redirect sign, okay? So the redirect, let's go, the file name, let's say new file.txt, and we hit enter. So when we long list now this, we will see that we've created a file which is called new file.txt, and it has 0 content. Okay. Now let's clear our screen and we'll list it again. Let's cut the command cut new file to see what's inside new file. We don't have no content in there. That's the reason it's like that. So if we add, let's cut new file. Let's use the command cut new file, and we redirect. No, let's cut a new file. Let's cut edc slash edc slash edc slash pass wd. So ACT pass WD is a configuration file that keeps your user information, right? Your user password. So I want to cut it and I want to append it. No, I want to redirect it to new file .txt. So what this command will do, cut is to see. So we want to see etc pass WD, but we want to redirect it to new file.txt. It means that we want to add content into new file.txt. So let's see how that goes. Now, if we long list it again, we will see that up here, we created this file, new file.txt, and it had no content. But right now, when we run this command, we added content into new file.txt. And what is it now? We can see now that the content is 1618. So it means we have content there. So if we use the command cut now, cut new file.txt, you see that these are the users, system users, and my user that is in the etc pass WD. Now, we will come to know that detail, but we were just talking about the redirect and append today. Now, if you see, we have a different file there. Okay, we have a file. If we cut again, sorry. If you see the content is root/bin/bash, no login, the shells, login, no login, and all of that. Those are system programs, right? They don't have passwords and things like that. But guess what? Now we want to do something. I have one user, which is user A Mike in this system. Okay. User A Mike this is a 6 system. So the user starts from 500 to 999. Okay. We'll talk about that in a different session, not today. Now, if we look at how this file starts with root, okay, and it ends with a mic. Now, we have had that content, but we want to replace that content using our sign again, which is a redirect sign. What will happen? So if we bring back this command, right, and we fix it, we want now it is a G shadow. Let's go. etc G shadow. So we want this file now to replace the etc passwd file, which is found inside our file. So we'll use again the redirect sign, and we do new file.txt. And what will happen? Let's hit enter. Okay, the command went through. So if you run a command on your command line and it doesn't show you an error, it means that the command went through. Okay, so the command went through. So if we want to use use the cat now, and we use cat, you see now this is a different content that is found in here. We have different content, okay? And this content starts with root again and end with a mic. But guess what? It doesn't show you a lot of stuff. So it is a G shadow, okay? It's a file system, or it's a file that keeps or harbors, okay, the like the password of system password and users, okay? It harbors the encrypted password. The password is encrypted. It harbors encrypted passwords for users and system users in the system. So it is a G shadow. It is a file system, or it's a file that harbors, okay, the password which is encrypted. So encrypted password of users and system users in your environment. That's what it is a G shadow is. So we have replaced this file system, which was here. We had a file which was etc G shadow has replaced the old file which was here, which was etc passwd. Now, so we have a different content there. Now, we have that already. Let's list it now. Let's list the file. What's the file? The new file is new file.txt. So when you list it now, you will see that we have instead 659, right? The content is just 659. But guess what? The former content that we had of that file was 11 something. What was it again? The new file. It was 16. It's 1618. But this time around, we have just 659 with the replaced content of the file, right? So now is new file.txt has just 659. But before it, when we created it with the other content, it was different, right? It had, let's check it again. It has 0 here with the content. Okay, 1618. Now, what happens? It means we have fulfilled all the conditions of what what redirect can do. Now, we want to go to see append. We'll do append now. Append tells us that you can use append as well to create an empty file. So let's create a file and say today.txt. So if it doesn't bring an error, remember, it means the command went through. So we have created a file called today.txt. Let's see the file. List today.txt. Okay, we created the file, empty file. You can see it says 0. Okay, and the date and the timestamp. Okay, so the owner of the file, the permissions, we talked about that. another time. It has permissions and the owner of the file and the group that the file belongs to. We will see permissions in another session. Okay. So we created this file already. Now we want to add content to today.txt. What do we do? So we'll say cut, let's cut a file. etc. This which file can we bring here? SSH. SS. etc. SSH. No, let's just bring. see network. Okay, let's go to etc. Let's cd into the etc and see a file that we can love to bring here. Okay. So let's shortlist etc. So we have so many files here. So let's go init.conf. So let's cut. Oops. Init.conf. We can do host.conf as well. But let's do init.conf. So let's cd back. Let's clear our screen and do pwd to see where we are. Present working directory /root again. So we want to cat /etc/init. So it gives us these files. I've used the tab key to see one of the files, but the ones we were talking about, we wanted init.conf. So we'll do init.conf. Okay, so we'll cut init.conf and we append it to today.txt. That was the file that we created. Now, if we list now today.txt, let's see what happens. It still has 0. It means that there is nothing in that init.conf. But let's let's try look again. etc here. Let's look at another files that have content. Let's see cron tab. No, let's do so many files here. Okay, you know what? We have a file here called Anaconda, okay? So let's list short and see the Anaconda file. So let's cut Anaconda, anaconda.kickstart.cfg, and we append it to append is to of redirect, right? We are appending it to today.txt. So let's list it now. And let's long list it to see if we have content in it now. So today.txt has 1609, which means we have added content into it. Now, we have content in it. So if we cut today.txt, it shows us this content. This is etc. This file is that file, Anaconda file that is inside here. Now, with that, let's add content, another content to the file. So let's cut /etc cron. Okay, let's not use cron. Let's use etc. Let's take etc profile. etc. Okay, let's take etc protocol. And let's take etc protocols and we append it to today.txt. Now, let's list it now and see if it has increased or it has reduced. no, this God today.txt. Wow, we see that it has increased, right? Because some of this content was not there before. We have two files now. That is what we read in our notes, that it will add, it will not replace, it will add to the old content. So the old content was there intact. We didn't change no data, did nothing. And it has added the new content that we just added there. It is now in the system. So let's see the content now, the total content. So if we list today.txt, you see, it has increased now to 8064. How many do we had before? 8064. So we had, it is today, so 1609. So do you see we have added so much content in it now, and it is now 8064. We've added a lot of content there. So now this brings us to the end of our let's start again today.txt. So this has brought us to the end of the lesson today. Our excuse me, we were to explain the redirect, okay, and the append concept, and that is what we've done. So in summary again, the redirect will help you to create an empty file, and the redirect command again will help you to add content into that empty file. Now, if you have content in the file, then you add another content. The old content will be replaced with a new one that you added. That's the summary for redirect. Now, for append, which is double redirect sign, which is double greater than sign, it helps you to create an empty file as well. Now, if you create a file there, it will also help you to add content into that file. Then, if there is an existing content in the file when you added the new one, okay, it will add again to the new file, right? So it will not replace the content, unlike the append. Unlike redirect. So append, we add the new content to the old one, but it will not replace the old content. So it will add the new one with the old one, and so which means the content will increase. We have seen that on the command line. So I just want to tell everybody, please, let's subscribe to my YouTube channel. You should like, you should comment so that we should know what we are doing, and you share these videos to people who want to learn Linux. Okay, and it is awesome to learn together, and people in the IT field, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? Like, okay, comment so that we can see the comments and improve ourselves, and also share to many other people so that they can learn as well. We can learn together. It's happy when we learn together. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode.